Good evening. It's good morning somewhere. As you can see behind me, it's pretty dark. I'm out here today at the laundromat in Forestdale, Alabama, which is in Birmingham, drying and washing work clothes for this job. Obviously, I miss being at my job or my career where you pick up uniforms and you turn them in and they wash them, bring them to you. And I do have uniforms at the job I work, but it doesn't have a UMWA patch on it. Represent 2245 or 2197, whatever local 4 mine and 7 mine represent. So I choose not to wear that. I didn't post the video last week. I had a lot of things going on, and I'm gonna do two videos in one today. If you get a chance, like, subscribe, comment, talk, and tell me how you feel, what your opinion is. I got a couple more things in the works where I'm gonna do a top 10 list. I do plan on doing the list of the 25 greatest college football running backs and the top 10 greatest NFL running backs. I'm going to do wide receivers in college and pro, defensive back, linebackers, and I'm going to do some things as far as the Seminole roster concerns. I'm going to do the top 10 greatest quarterbacks in Florida State history, the 10 greatest running backs, 10 greatest wide receivers, linebackers, defensive ends, and defensive tackles. So I got some things in the works. Just been kind of busy. I had a good weekend. Went up to Nashville, Tennessee, kind of got away from Birmingham, Magic City Classic, and just really kind of enjoyed myself. Now, hopefully, as things start to settle down, I'm going to be able to do a little bit more things with the children. Now, going back to 2 Saturdays ago, we played against Liberty. I thought that game was pivotal for us because you need to show up. The team, obviously, I still don't know if anybody knows where the team stays. And I'm not saying that to be mean, malicious, or kind of weird, but I think we do better when we go to Thomasville. Get out of state of Florida, get out of Tallahassee, and it's not like we can't afford it. Get back to going to Thomasville, Georgia. I don't know if we do that or not for home games, but we did come out focused. A lot of guys scored. We had big plays. We looked good. Makes the fans feel good. Makes us feel good. It does help get a lot of the younger guys in. We should have played that way against Jacksonville State, but we played that way. We needed it. Everybody needed it. You need confidence, especially headed into Clemson. I don't know why our coaching staff or administration didn't give us a bye before Clemson, but I really thought we did the right thing, playing, getting some momentum, then going out before we played them. Jeremy Johnson, I don't think, didn't play a lot. God, I still don't understand why Trayshawn Ward has that god-awful helmet. I cannot stand Revolution helmets. I mean, they have regular helmets that do the same thing. They got these new style helmets with the line, with the squares on them, that you can get a regular face mask that protects your head against concussion. I don't understand it, but whatever these kids choose to wear is fine. They do have the regular helmets. I just don't get it, but I don't get it. I don't even understand, why do you even not put a knee pad on? Like, why do you roll your knee above your knee? Like, man, long sleeve shirts and long t-shirts underneath your jersey. You don't even wear whole socks. It's just different. In my day, playing high school, being afforded scholarships and trying to walk on, it's very different when we played. You had a standard. I mean, you didn't always have to wear a long sock, but man, some of this stuff is atrocious. But anyway, we look good. We played a complete game. We was able to get a lot of players in, and that's something people tend to forget about as part of developing players, is when you can get young guys in an actual game situation and you can get the quarterback throwing, get the running back running, picking up blocks, see how defenders read and react. That's a part of the development. So I like that. Like I say, you don't have to take up too much time on that game because that's what we wanted. Now, to Clemson game, I will say this. I was very disappointed. Ultimately, I'm really sick of Dabo Swinney. I'm sick of Clemson. At this, I don't have Clemson fever. I don't have Alabama fever or Ohio State fever, because just as easy as you can say things about those programs in the 90s and early 2000, and even in the Jimbo Fisher era, we had some people don't like us. They don't like us winning all the time. So I'm not going to complain about that. But ultimately, I am definitely really sick of Dabo. I'm sick of losing to Clemson. We have got to turn that series around. I think this may have not been the best chance, but this was a year to steal one, because you hope by next year, hopefully this coaching staff and this team is a lot better mentally and physically, and they have an influx of freshmen that are going to push and going to play, and you're going to have enough talent, because the team is talented. But this was the game we should have won. And I hate we lost it in the fashion we lost it. I mean, we really played to win most of the game. And I just knew when Jeremy Johnson got the script, which that's basically 3 tomahawks, I think, because he got the sack. He got the sack, forced the fumble, recovered the fumble, and scored. So that should be 4 tomahawks, I want to say, in one play. So it's just very frustrating when you're up and you cannot finish. And I know Clemson has a lot of talent. I don't think their roster's that far ahead of us. Obviously, we got work to do to catch Alabama, work to do to catch Ohio State, and definitely I have to agree with the war chant people. I think right now we probably get a lot of guys hurt. We played Georgia. But that's all a part of not just recruiting. That's a part of development, your weight training, your strength and conditioning, your nutritions. That's just a part of it. It is getting better. So I don't think we're that far off. I don't think Clemson is that much better than us. It's evident in the game. Clemson may be falling a step down, and we may be rising a step up. But I think that game just kind of hurt me, and really it took me all weekend to. It kind of ruined my trip. When I was up in Tennessee, enjoying Nashville, which I haven't been to Nashville since the late 80s, early 90s. I haven't been to Nashville. So I go to Nashville, very nice city. Obviously not as big as Atlanta, because in Atlanta you got three of everything. You know, you got downtown, midtown, Buckhead. You know, you got 3 hotels everywhere. It's so big, it's so spread out. But it is very nice up there. And it just really kind of, I think Saturday after that game, it probably took me all Saturday and early Sunday just to kind of recover, because I was just so disappointed, because this is the opportunity we need to get ahead. Offensively, we did what we can do. Offense, the only way you're going to do it is keep developing the guys you got, keep coaching, keep getting them in the weight room, keep getting the quick feet so they can sustain. It's not just about being big and strong. You got to have good footwork to sustain blocks. You got to keep driving, keep pushing. So we know we got to get better in that aspect. I was a little disappointed in defense. Now, to all the Seminoles out there, Appaloosa Nation has a big question for you. Will this whole entire staff be back next year? Will Mike Norvell make tough changes or tough decisions to better the program? It's the big question I got. Or is he going to keep this whole staff? I think barring... sorry about that, guys. Lights went off. I know you can still see me. I'm sitting in the car waiting on these clothes to dry. Just a quick question for you. Does Mike Norvell keep the entire staff? Does he keep the entire staff? Is the big question. Is the big question to me is, does he keep, sorry, radio coming on. Does he keep the entire staff together, or does he make changes? We know he will be back next year as the head coach. That is not anything out of the ordinary. But beyond 2022, Will he get to 2023? Questions are going to be asked because this will be his true test for him. Will he make changes? Do you keep the defensive coordinator? Do you make changes to your staff at positions to get better? People jump on everybody's bandwagon about the recruiting class, and I get it. I'm glad the guys are coming in. Don't ever think that's wrong because you did something I couldn't do and wanted to do. But I don't get overworked about signing recruits because guys now can transfer when they want to. You have a red shirt rule, and you're talking to 18, 19-year-old young men, and they make a commitment, and then they go somewhere else and they fall in love with a program, or this guy's finna leave, this guy get hurt, and hey, a spot open up for you to compete. Guys change their mind, their parents get involved, and hey, we're a little bit closer to Georgia than Tallahassee, or we think you should go here. It's a better opportunity. And then a coach, you look at the roster, you look at where they're going, where they're projected, a major bowl game, a better opportunity. So I don't get too overall excited about recruiting because people change, people mindset change, coaches leave, people take better jobs, people get dismissed, they get fired. So my question is, does Norvell do the tough job in the offseason to bring in some different coaches, which this coaching staff may be what he wants, but will he make the certain type of changes are needed to make to improve? Because obviously I don't think we're that far off. I really don't think Clemson is going to be Clemson. I think they're going to be Clemson. I don't think they're going to be the superpower Clemson that's been dominant for a couple of years. It's not so much teams figured them out, but I think in a couple of years, definitely probably 2 years after Nick Saban retired, Bama's going to go through a downturn. Now, whether that lasts for a year, whether that lasts 2 years or 10 years, that'll be on who they hire as a coach, what the administration do, how they get things turned around in coaching staff. Texas A&M, LSU is a program that just won a national championship a couple of years, and you would never think in your wildest dreams, that Ed Ogeron be gone. And I didn't even believe he'd make that much money this year. So what do you do to improve yourself? Obviously, we got some issues, and I take Wake Forest. Look at Wake Forest and what they're doing. They don't have near the amount of talent that we have on paper, but they have a coaching staff and a coach that has a plan, and he's afforded more time because nobody cares about Wake Forest football. So he can coach, he can develop, he can teach, and he can put a product out on the field that is successful. So just a thought. I'm just tired of losing to Clemson. I don't even know where to go because I thought we should have won the game. We had the lead in the fourth quarter. We got to learn how to finish in those type of games. Obviously, beating Liberty was a big deal to me because we needed some momentum. We need to see a lot of young players play. We need to have fun, see the guys play. But Florida State, we make our living on destroying Clemson, destroying Miami, and destroying Florida, and playing and winning national championships. And to win our division of the ACC and get to the championship, we're going to have to get back on top of Clemson. And this was an opportunity. Now, next year, the game will be in Tallahassee. I can't say if I'm going or not because I'm still mad at the administration and alumni and the boosters for trying to destroy Doak Campbell. But that could be a better game. Not saying we're going to be undefeated, we're going to be highly ranked, but definitely we need to win. We need to win those type of games. Now, going up, we still got NC State. We still have Miami. God, that was a game we needed to steal. That was a game we need to steal, get to 4-4, possibly get 2 more wins. I think we can be. I think NC State's going to be tough. Period. I think we can beat Miami, and if we come in with the right coaching, the right mindset, we can beat Florida. But this was a game we let get away. It's very hurtful. It is just lost. And then obviously we'll see people voice their opinion, and these people always that hate the truth or hate somebody speaking their mind, they're going to say you're a fair weather fan and you're not a true fan just because you're mad, you speak your mind. I don't agree with that. Whatever your opinion is, it should be respected, and you can agree to disagree. But anyway, guys, I hope y'all have a good rest of the week. I don't even know who we play. I'm still at a loss for the Clemson game, but my question is still always going to be, will there be changes on the staff? Will the coaching staff make critical changes? Will this coach show he wants to be there? Because I think he knew he was coming back. And I'm sorry, I'm still not on the Mike Norvell bandwagon. I don't think he's proved nothing. Yeah, he's beat North Carolina, but oh well. I mean, Mac Brown hasn't beat Florida State in his career. He's an alumni, so that's not big news. I mean, Jimbo Fisher didn't beat him. That was one of the rare teams he never beat in the ACC. But again, we need to beat Clemson. So I'm not totally sold on him. He still has to prove. I mean, his record speaks for itself. I mean, you're at Florida State and you're losing like that is crazy. Will Jeremy Johnson come back next year? Will he be able to keep all the running backs? Will he be able to continue to grab recruits? It's a lot of big questions to answer in Tallahassee. I cannot see him being successful bringing this entire staff back. I cannot see him being in Tallahassee for 5 to 10 years with the current defensive coordinator he has. Not saying Fuller's a good coach. Fuller may be an awesome coach, but this isn't Memphis, and it just doesn't seem like what he's doing is translating in these type of games as far as schematic wise. Yes, players got to play better, but I mean, right now you're really playing for next year. If you just want to know the truth, you're getting guys together for next year. So we'll see. Maybe he keeps the entire staff. Hopefully they win enough games for him to keep his job, because I don't see us having this same record next year and us feeling like Mike Norvell has his team going the right way. And I know a lot of people love to talk about the moral victories. I see improvement. Your record's your record. I'd rather be a bad team and be 7-1 or 6-2. I would rather just win more games. Ultimately, people are going to talk about as much more, but it comes down to wins and losses. That's the sport. If you know anything about football, the team that has the more on the board than the other team when the score reads 0-0 wins, and these coaches get paid. Now, our coach is not even getting paid $5 million a year, and I think he's in the top 30 in coaching, so we're okay there. But I'm just not a believer into him until he shows it. So I don't see us improving a lot this year. I hate to say that. So we'll see next year right out the gate against LSU. If we go out there and get mud drug, it's going to be a long season for us, and it's probably going to be towards the end of Mike Norvell's tenure, because you can't go into year 4 and tell me if you're not making a bowl game and this coach has been there 2.5 years, because a lot of people like to miss last year. They like to just jump over last year. So you mean to tell me if he's like this, changes be made? Just frustrating loss. I think for the most part, everybody on the team played to win, but we're just not there yet. We're not there mentally as a team. We're not there physically as a team, and as a coaching staff and player, we still got a way to go. But we were close. It is frustrating, because you guys should have won this game. We should have finished when Jeremy Johnson got it. We should have took the wheel. Well, lights went out again. I got to get my clothes. Like I said, I got a few more things in the works for you guys as far as what's going on with the all-time team and some of the all-time great players. So I'm going to work on that. I'm probably going to do the top 10 quarterbacks in FSU history. because we had a lot of great quarterbacks. People are going to be surprised who I rank number one. As in my top three, I think people are going to be surprised at how I rank them and why I rank them. But other than that, man, if you guys like anything I talk about, subscribe, like the video, comment. If not, it's okay. But I'm still going to do this. It's something I enjoy doing. And it definitely is stress relief for me to be able to talk about whether we win or lose. It's a good thing. And YouTube is a wonderful tool to have and be able to use, and I enjoy. And I never thought I would actually be doing this part of it, doing more gun videos and things like that, teaching techniques and tips. But unfortunately, working this meager job I haven't been going to the range a lot, haven't been doing a lot of shooting, and I haven't really had success hunting ever. Just being, especially this year where I think I've been out 3 times and we tried a lot of tricks and haven't been able to capitalize on any of hogs or coyotes. But we're going to go out to the Spartan Ranch next year, so hopefully we can kill a hogzilla. But anywho, man, y'all have a great morning wherever you are. If you're across the country, across the globe, or if you're like me, you have a good night or good evening, and be safe. Keep your eyes open, pay attention to your surroundings, and as always, go Noles and enjoy life.